understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate.
Hello and welcome to the NXT Wrestling Talk Show with Royce Farrell Jones and
John Randy Smith as we bring you our reactions to NXT TakeOver Portland.
NXT TakeOver Portland took place this past Sunday, which is in itself an unusual feat for NXT TakeOver.
Yes, it is.
At the Motor Center in Portland, Oregon.
And there are no pre-show matches for a change.
No, we just have 6 main card matches to go through, starting with the singles match for the NXT North American Championship. As Keith Lee would defend against Double D, Dominic Dijakovic.
And a match that was around 20 minutes long, and this match was unbelievably good for the first match on.
Yes, how do we describe this? For one thing, 2 men this size should not be able to move as they do.
No, but they both showed unbelievable moves. There was even one part of this match where they had a chair in between the announce tables. They were chopping each other, they were diving onto one another onto the chair, and it was crazy.
Yes, this match literally, at least at the beginning, and as it went on, turned into a if you can do this, I can do this sort of
anything you can do, I can do better kind of thing.
But as the match went on, after having blows back and forth and springboard swanton bombs, we got back into the ring where Keith Lee would hit a Spirit Bomb, not to be confused with the Dragon Ball Z move.
No, I see you going with that one.
On Dominic, only for him to land on his feet, where Keith would have to hit a second one for a near fall. Then Dominic Dijakovic would go for his massive super Spanish fly for a near fall. And then he would attempt to go for a Feast Your Eyes, only to be countered and allow Keith Lee to hit the Big Bang. Catastrophe for Dominic Dijakovic to stay down and get the 3 count, which means that the winner of this match, and still the North American champion, is Keith Lee.
And after the match, both men expressed respect towards each other and raised the other's hands.
Yes, despite this match being somewhat predictable, because Keith Lee had just won the championship, it was still very entertaining.
It was. Now, speaking of this match was very entertaining, but this next match went from entertaining to brutal.
And very personal, as we discussed last week. This had gone all the way back to NXT TakeOver War Games, with Tegan Knox taking on Dakota Kai in a street fight.
Now, this match was violent, as you would normally expect for a street fight.
Went just over 13 minutes.
Where there was brutal spots everywhere.
Yes, we had chairs, trash cans, a laptop was even used.
You don't hear that very often. A laptop used as a weapon.
A cricket bat.
Yes, which is not something out of our shtick normally.
Knox towards the end had Dakota Kai up on a table with a chair wrapped around her neck, only for a debut to happen.
Of Raquel Gonzalez.
Making her first appearance in WWE since competing in the Mae Young Classic.
And to assist,
she would push Tegan Knox off of the turnbuckle, through the table, allowing Dakota Kai to pin Tegan Knox for the victory. However,
not doing that.
Last night on NXT, William Regal would schedule another match between these two, where there should be, and as you stress the word should be, no outside interference, because it will take place inside a steel cage.
Where have we heard that one before?
Yes, because isn't that the whole purpose of Hell in a Cell and said matches?
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't always keep people out though.
Next, we have another personal match
between Finn Balor and Johnny Wrestling, aka Johnny Gargano.
This had taken a turn all the way back to, again, prior to War Games, when Finn Balor returned
kicked Gargano in the face.
After returning to NXT, the house which he says he built. Newsflash, that's AJ Styles' gimmick.
Nice that you did that.
But this was really a case of who is the face of NXT.
This match, pretty good.
Yes, this match went about 27 minutes and had false finishes all over the place. After Gargano would hit a shotgun drop kick onto Balor into a drop cage, Balor would then hit one of his own.
He would.
But in the end, following a coup de grace into the 16-19.
Or the 1916.
Yeah, sorry, 1916, yeah.
The winner of the match was Finn Balor.
However, this would not be the last we would see of Johnny Gargano, which we shall get to in a moment.
Yes.
Next, it was time for the NXT Women's Championship.
To be on the line.
When Rhea Ripley would defend against...
And I think I'll be put on mute again.
When Rhea Ripley would defend against Bianca Belair.
This is EST of NXT.
Now, I do not believe I am going to say this, but this was quite possibly the most lackluster, or shall I say, boring match on the card.
Some people would disagree with us by saying that, some people would agree.
So, this match went 13 minutes.
Something like that, yeah, 13 minutes.
And after some back and forth action, as we normally see in these matches,
normally, yes,
it was Rhea Ripley who hit the Riptide
off the top rope
onto Bianca Belair to retain the championship. But then, after making the challenge a few weeks ago, Rhea Ripley would come face to face, or shall I say, back to face.
As she got jumped
by Charlotte Flair, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match. And now the match is official. At WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair will take on Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship in the first time that the NXT Women's Championship will be defended at the Show of Shows.
And if that wasn't, but Charlotte Flair's night wasn't over there, because after she said that to Rhea Ripley, she then also attacked Bianca Belair as well.
Yes, which would not go unnoticed, and Bianca Belair would basically say she was coming after Charlotte on this past week's episode of NXT.
During the match between Chelsea Green and someone else.
Now it is time for the NXT Tag Team Championships, when the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Classic,
the Broserweights,
in Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, would attempt to shock the system.
Nice pun.
When they took on the Undisputed Era in Barbie Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
And as the Broserweights were making their entrance in a golf cart, as per usual, they attempted to do, Matt Riddle tried to get the crowd to sing, how much could, it's a mouth twister, this one.
Yes, how much fish could Barbie Fish fry?
Bobby Fish or whatever it was.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And the Undisputed Era took offence to that and attacked the Broserweights before the bell. Basically in a WWE 2K20 breakout mode, basically.
The question is, though, if they sell those shirts, who gets the royalties? The Broserweights or Bobby Fish?
Good point. But the match itself, as we said, after a 2K20 style breakout,
went about just under 17 minutes, and you could just about see where this was going, but despite some miscommunication with both teams.
Yes.
The fact that Roderick Strong a few weeks earlier had lost the North American Championship to Keith Lee. You could just smell where this was going.
Because?
And it was after the tag, after such a back and forth match.
Yep.
And a brutal tag team finish.
With a GTS and a Insiguri combination, we have this announcement.
Are we allowed to say GTS?
If it's CM Punk, then yeah.
But here are your winners and the new NXT Tag Team Champions, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. And this is going to be a classic case of one of those teams where it won't stay together for too long, because especially a person like Pete Dunne has singles potential written all over him. But
and the same can be said for Matt Riddle.
Yes, if he doesn't go into any more fights or see to certain people. Brock Lesnar.
Good point. Now, time for the main event of the evening, when Adam Cole, the leader of the Undisputed Era, defended his NXT Championship against a man who never lost the championship in Tommaso Ciampa.
This match went about half an hour.
33 minutes to be exact.
There were false finishes all over the place,
including a rare referee bump.
Well, I wouldn't call a referee bump rare. They do tend to happen in main event matches.
This was the case here.
We had Cole performed a wheelbarrow suplex on Ciampa to the broadcast on the broadcast table.
Yep. Ouch.
we would have a top rope air raid crash onto Cole for a near fall.
Ouch.
Ciampa gave Cole 2 power bombs onto the Spanish announce table.
Still not able to get the job done.
Ciampa hit the Project Ciampa onto Cole for yet another near fall.
Which again wasn't enough to keep him down.
Adam Cole would also go for a suicide dive, but Ciampa was able to catch him.
He was.
And Cole would hit another move for a near fall. Then Cole would go for the last shot, but Ciampa was able to roll that away before it goes connected, before he was able to go for the cover. As all of this was going on, as we got further into the match, the rest of the Undisputed Era decided to try and get involved.
After the referee was taken out accidentally.
Well, they got involved before the referee was taken out.
Okay.
But Cole would go for the last shot and managed to hit it, but Ciampa was able to kick out. This would be when the Undisputed Era would attempt to introduce the title belt into the ring for the use of
a weapon.
Adam Cole. However, Ciampa was able to hit the fairy tale ending, but the referee was not there to count after taking out the rest of the Undisputed Era. But then, suddenly, Tommaso Ciampa's former tag team partner, Johnny Gargano, who lost earlier to Finn Balor, would make an appearance and seemingly told Ciampa to use the NXT Championship as a weapon, only for Gargano to pull it away from him and nail Ciampa with it.
Much to the shock of the crowd and cementing Johnny Gargano's heel turn in the process.
Again, that would knock Ciampa out and allow Cole to cover Ciampa to successfully retain the NXT Championship. Now, some people may be annoyed with this, but I can understand it, because you can see with Roderick Strong losing the NXT North American Championship, Fish and O'Reilly losing the Tag Team Championships earlier, you are not going to take every title off of the Undisputed Era in one go. You do it over time.
Do that yet.
Adam Cole can survive and will likely lose the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver Tampa Bay the night before WrestleMania.
So
Now, who that is
yet to be seen.
But they may have hinted as to who it's going to be this past week on NXT when the Velveteen Dream would take on Roderick Strong, and after the match would get a beatdown by the rest of the Undisputed Era.
So it seems then that the Undisputed Era see the Velveteen Dream as a threat.
Well, we'll go through the entire match card with the results.
Yes, starting off with
Keith Lee defeated Dominik Dijakovic to retain the NXT North American Championship.
Dakota Kai defeated Tegan Knox in a street fight with a little bit of help from Raquel Gonzalez.
Finn Balor defeated Johnny Gargano.
Rhea Ripley retained her NXT Women's Championship against Bianca Belair.
The Cruiserweights in Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne defeated the Undisputed Era's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
And Adam Cole retained his NXT Championship by beating Tommaso Ciampa after Ciampa was nailed in the face with the NXT title belt by Johnny Gargano.
So that does it for NXT TakeOver Portland.
Join us on Tuesday, yes, which is a bit rare for us on a Tuesday.
When
That's because it'll be Super Showdown.
Yes, on next Thursday, the WWE's main roster, #main roster, returns to Saudi Arabia.
And so join us on Tuesday when we'll be presenting the pre-show for it.
Until then, he's been
John Randy Smith, and he's been
Rachel Rock Jones, and we shall see you next week.
See you on Tuesday.